Hello, hello, it's Julie Davison from juliedavison.com. Welcome to Thursday Night Stamp Therapy. It is Thursday, December 30th, and this is our last Facebook Live of the year. I can hardly believe it. It has been a very crazy Christmas. We had lots of family over from out of town, and I'm kind of a little bit tired. I'm actually going to sit down today. I'm trying to watch comments on my other device, and hopefully this will work. I think we look good. Okay, turn the volume down. All right, there. Oh my gosh, how are you guys today? Hi Tina, hi Joe and Janet. I hope you had a great Christmas. As I started saying, we had 10 extra adults. No, we had 10 extra people and 4 extra dogs at our house for Christmas, staying over from out of town for the whole weekend. So it was very busy in the house, and the extra dogs ended up being a little bit of an issue. We had a little dog fight and ended up in the emergency vet for some stitches on Christmas Day. And then everybody trickled out and left, and I think I picked up somebody's cold. So I've been feeling pretty crummy the last couple days. Starting to feel better today, but I'm tired. A little bit exhausted. Yes, Happy New Year, everybody, Sharon and Robin. So I would love to know, how are you guys doing? What are you planning to do tomorrow night for New Year's Eve? I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to see how I'm feeling. We usually play some games and stay up, and my brother's coming back through, so I'm not sure what their plan is as far as staying up, but I feel like I may not make it till midnight. All right, tonight I wanted to give you some sneak peeks. We're going to make some projects using things from the brand new mini catalog, which starts in less than a week. In just a few days, the January through June 2022 mini catalog will start, and along with it, Sale-a-Bration. I'm actually going to use a stamp set from the Sale-a-Bration, so I'll talk a little bit more about that when we get there. But the mini catalog is starting next week, and so I wanted to let you know I'm doing a product share like I always do. So the product share is going to include a sampling of all the consumable stuff, or most of the consumable stuff in the mini catalog. So you're going to get pieces of all the designer paper, so you can sample a little bit of everything, including the 4x6 Abstract Beauty paper, this new size, a yard of all the ribbon, including the soft succulent ribbon, which is not on this this sampler, and then some doilies and a bunch of the self-adhesive gems and butterflies and things like that. So a little bit of everything to get a sample of stuff from the mini catalog. And you can get all this for $45 plus postage. You'll save a little bit if you want to add that Happy and Heartfelt stamp set. Mom and I shared some projects on Sunday using the designer paper in the mini catalog and the Happy and Heartfelt stamp set, and she took my samples home. I called her up and I said, "Hey, have you seen my cards? I can't find them." And we had made 2 sets each, so we could each have some, and she accidentally packed both sets to go home. So she sent me a picture, oh my goodness, of some of the cards that we made using designer paper from the product share and that Happy and Heartfelt stamp set. So if you haven't seen that video, I'll put the link in the video description so you can check that out. And hopefully, if you want the product share, hopefully you've signed up already. I don't have an exact deadline yet, but it's not too late to sign up. I'll be sending out invoices tomorrow. tinyurl.com/Jan-Jun 2022 product share is going to get you to the Google form where you'll have the option to add on the stamp set and a Sale-a-Bration gift, or you can just get the product share for local pickup or for shipping. And then I'll be sending those invoices next week. And after I order and get everything put together, I'll be sending them around January 14th, I think, if I remember correctly. So today I'm going to share with you a couple more projects today using stuff from the mini catalog. You guys ready for a sneak peek? What are you excited about seeing from the mini catalog? Have you ordered? Maybe you're already a demonstrator and you've ordered some things. Or are you just seeing a lot of sneak peeks? I'm going to start by making a card with the Crane of Fortune. And I will admit to you that I've done a lot of the stamping and cutting ahead of time. We're gonna make 3 cards today, but they're gonna probably go pretty fast because I'm just not feeling great, and so I'm trying to minimize the talking. So the first card I'm going to make is inspired, I didn't use the tulips, inspired by this card by Faylene Mays. She sent this for the Great Big Card Swap, and I'm going to get those in the mail next week. And I love this with the Penguin Place stamp set and all those cute little penguins. And so I haven't made a card like this in a while, and I'm trying to remember what I called it. Something panel card. It sort of stands up like that. So I decided to cut some pieces from the Crane of Fortune and that coordinating suite. Let me see what that one's called. It is called Symbols of Fortune. If you have your catalog, it's on page 23. I can't show you the inside yet, but let me show you the designer paper because it is really beautiful. The Symbols of Fortune designer paper. This is one where I thought that I wasn't going to like it, and the more I play with it, I'm just like, oh yeah. Oh, I do love it so much. So we've got some Smoky Slate, Crumb Cake, Calypso Coral, Soft Succulent, Evening Evergreen. This is a specialty paper, so every single piece has gold foil. And then on the opposite side as well. Aren't these just so beautiful? I'm really excited about playing even more with this one. So this image that I'm using on the card today, I die cut right from the designer paper. So I'm really focusing on the designer paper here in this card, and I've added a few stamped images. The other thing that's part of this suite is this mother of pearl paper, and it is so beautiful. I'm not sure that the camera can possibly do it justice. It's a glossy paper, and then you have these iridescent flakes. It looks just like mother of pearl. And it is heavy, like a heavyweight, sort of like a heavyweight cardstock. And it's just so beautiful. So we're going to use this along with the die cut and the other images to recreate this card. Let me share with you some measurements. I'll put these in the video description as well. So we're starting with a card base that is 4 1/4 inches by 10 1/2 inches. And I scored it at 5 1/2, 6 3/4, 8 3/4, and 10 inches. So we end up with a little flap, and I've already put some tear and tape on it. And then the designer paper that's going to go on the inside of this is 4 inches by 5 1/4, which is sort of like a typical layer. Let me grab my stamp and seal. We're just going to kind of put this together as we go here. I do have another sample with this suite to show you. I really love the way it turned out. So this is going to go, and the indentation is actually the outside of the fold. So I folded on all of those already. So this is kind of going like on what you would think like would look like the inside of the card. And then this is going to fold up. And in fact, I'm going to just do it right now. So this needs to fold flat. So I'm going to keep this folded flat when I turn it over and adhere it down onto the desk. So it's going to fold flat and then it pops open. So that's one way to get that to be nice and straight, is to do it while it's flat. So while it's flat, and then it folds on all the score lines like that. Okay, so we've got that piece. Now this one is going to go right here. This is 1 3/4 inches by 4 inches. And so let's go ahead and add that piece. This is another designer paper piece. And you can really you can really add a lot of layers. Like Faylene has layers here and here, not one right here, but she also layered the designer paper. So you could really layer it out and add lots of embellishments. I tend to keep mine kind of simple. That's just my style. This front panel on the card is 2.5 inches by 6 inches, and I've scored it 4 1/4 and 5 1/2. And we're going to use some tear and tape. I'm trying to think really quick. We're going to use it on the little flap and also the back side. Let me show you. So this is going to go here, and then we're going to flip it over and also put one here. I really thought the way that I was doing this tonight, I would be able to see your comments, but since I'm sitting down, I'm not really seeing them, and so I do apologize. I'll try to take a look tomorrow and look at all the comments and respond. I'm trying to look up. Oh, Tina says you need some good rest. I do need some good rest. I debated about coming on tonight, but I really do love sharing with you, and that always makes me feel good and better. Okay, so we've got this piece now. The mother of pearl is going to go on here, and this one is 2 inches by, I think it's 2 inches by 2 1/4. Sorry, 2 1/4 inch by 4 inches. And so I'm going to use some seal, Stampin' Seal for that. Okay, and so this is actually, when this comes down, this is going to go on the bottom of that, like right there. So we have sort of like some extra room up there. So let's glue this on first. And so I'm going to go right in the center and kind of come right up to the fold there. I think that looks kind of even. Okay, and then same thing here, like we're gonna fold that flat when we stick it down because we want it to fold flat. And so if we try to put it on when it's not flat, then you might not get it all the way, it might not, be all the way flat and closed. So let's keep it flat and glue it down, and then it will stick where it needs to be upright. This is coming together really nicely. I put a little panel down here for an extra sentiment when the card is closed. So I'm going to add this next. This is 1 inch by 4 inches. And I just used some of the stamp images from the Crane of Fortune stamp set. I also used another sentiment and a leaf image on here. This is the Everyday Label Punch. And so these pieces are going to come on next, and these are going to go on with some Stampin' Dimensionals. So let's get those out. I just love this. Calypso Coral is one of my favorite colors, and so I'm really loving the depth of this image here. I want to make sure that all my dimensionals, this one's, gotta peel that one off, all of them are on that front piece. I moved it from here because I didn't want it to glue the card closed. That would be problematic. Okay, so I'm going to start with the label and kind of put that off center a little bit, and then bring this in kind of over the top. And I did purposely stamp my sentiment a little bit farther down so that I could overlap the flower. Ooh. I think that dimensional was interfering with the label, so I'm just going to move it. Okay, now we can add one back. I'm going to put it on the panel there. Oh my goodness! Do you love it? I really do. Now, I really should have cut another piece back here, so let me do that really fast. This is going to be 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I'm going to use my paper trimmer and cut that really quick. So this is where you'll be able to write your heartfelt note of love. And actually, I think what I'm going to do later is I'm going to stamp this in pink over here and maybe dress that up a little more. So right now I'm going to leave it, but here is the front of the card. And I'll put the measurements in the video description so you can make that at home. I love that. And then it can stand up like that. Oh, love it, love it, love it. Okay, I promised you one more Crane of Fortune card. Let me grab it. I copied this one from the catalog. This was one of my 12 Days of Christmas videos in December, earlier this month, and I just love the way that turned out. So for this one, I stamped the bird and die cut it, did some panels of designer paper, and then the gold came from the Expressions in Ink ephemera pack. So I'll link to this video as well if you'd like to see me make this card with the Crane of Fortune. But there is our first card of the night, kind of a fun fold. And our second card has kind of a fun fold as well. So let me get that out. I'll just put that down here for now. Oh my goodness, I have some mail call cards to show you, so don't let me forget. But the next card was also inspired by a card that I received, and this one is by Nancy Delvaux. She sent me this Christmas card, which I shared last week, using the Christmas Whimsy designer paper, but I was really inspired by this sort of off-center Z-fold. So it is one sheet of cardstock, and then it is a little off-center here and a little off-center here, so you can see a peek of that designer paper. And so I thought it was really kind of clever and easy to create, and really a great way to show off designer paper. So this one uses the Your Biggest Fan, and the designer paper is called Hey Sports Fan. Let me grab it from the product share so you can see. So you'll get 6x6 pieces of this paper. And I have, of course, a daughter who plays softball, but I also have a very baseball-loving husband. And so I'm excited to make some cards with him, for him, using Hey Sports Fan suite. And this suite actually reminds me very much of the Paper Pumpkin kit that we had last year. So you may have that. And if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber and you don't, you can get the refill, or I'm sorry, the full kit of, I think it's called Hey Batter or Batter Up or something like that in the online store. Did you know you can get past Paper Pumpkin kits? So this one, like I said, very much sort of coordinates with that Paper Pumpkin. It's a 12x12 designer paper, but I've cut it down to 6x6 just to show you. And you have lots of monochromatic baseball images here with the baseballs and bats and the stripes, the polka dots. I love those banners. This one you can die cut with the dies. And then we've got the tickets, which also has a coordinating die. And so I used some of these pieces and some images from Your Biggest Fan to create a card. And so I'm going to step you through this one next. Here are the coordinating dies that go with that. Actually, I didn't order this one. Mom ordered it and brought it with and left it behind so I could use it and send it back to her. So I am starting with a piece of cardstock for the card base that is 5.5 inches by 10 3/4, and I scored at 3 3/4 and 7 inches. And I'll have the measurements all in the video description for you. I'm using crumb cake for my card base, and this off-center Z-fold card will have a little bit showing in the front, and not that you're going to see it, but also a little bit showing in the back. And they seem like they're pretty interchangeable, so I don't think you could go wrong with your folding there. For the inside, I have, for the center panel, a piece of designer paper that's 3 inches by 5 1/4. And then for the very vanilla panel, it's 3.5 by 5 1/4. And then a little bit of designer paper that is 3/4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to add that to the edge of the very vanilla cardstock. And this is what will peek through when we see that off-center Z-fold. And we're going to just do a little bit of stamping on that. I love this monochromatic kind of look with the navy. And then we're also incorporating this yellow. Oh, and you know what? I'm not sure what color that yellow is. Let me just consult the catalog really quick and see. It's either crushed curry or bumblebee. And it looks like bumblebee. Okay, so I'm going to grab my bumblebee ink and Night of Navy ink, and I'm going to stamp Most Valuable Dad. My husband is amazing. He did almost all of the cooking over Christmas. He smoked turkey and ham for Christmas. And because I was busy at the vet with the dog, he did a lot of the other prepping as well. So he is an all-star. Oh my gosh, I love the way that looks. So this is going to tie in with the little mini tickets that I die cut. So I die cut this from designer paper, and it was one long piece, but it had this perforating in between the tickets. So I just tore that, and I'm going to use this on the front panel. So let me close up my ink pad. Oh my gosh, I didn't. Oh, I got a little bit of ink on my cardstock. So let me just try my sand eraser really quick. There we go. I think I got it. And get those inky stamps out of the way. For the front, I have die cut a large ticket from designer paper and also this image. So this was actually from the designer paper. I love designer paper that has images that you can just die cut and use. So the flower from the last card and the tickets from this one, I really tried to focus on the designer paper for all the cards tonight to really show you how much you can create without having all the dies and things at home. Like for this one, I used minimal dies here for the sentiment, and you could easily make this card with your paper share and then substitute other sentiments that you have. So I'm going to add this with just regular adhesive. Let's see, I am gonna go a little crooked on that. And then add this. I was debating about dimensionals, but I want to add these smaller tickets as kind of like washi tape. So I'm going to keep it flat. And then again, this is designer paper that I die cut. It's not actually washi tape, but I love the sort of look of, you know, pretending like it's washi tape and taping that ticket down like a scrapbook, right? Doesn't that kind of look like a fun scrapbook? Okay, so here we have the front play ball, and then you open it up and it says Most Valuable Dad. This is definitely my style, clean and simple. And if you wanted to dress it up, you absolutely could add some of these cute stars. Let me get the other package out here. They're included in the product share, and I feel like you could add some more stars to this if you wanted to. Although I don't know about yellow. I feel like maybe red. Something different. What do you think about the red stars? Or is that too random? Okay, tell me what you think about the red stars. I think yellow is too matchy-matchy. I think the red stars, are just right. Okay, so there's our card. Card number 2, I'm calling this the off-center Z-fold card. And because of the way that it is scored, it's still going to fit into a regular envelope, which I have right here. So can slide that in and still send that. So a little bit just kind of fun. Like I love easy fun folds that have just slightly different dimensions that still, that still work, that are easy to make, but still kind of add something fun. I just stop playing with it, Julie. All right, so thank you, Nancy, for inspiring this card. I really loved your Christmas card, and it made me so happy. I wanted to make my own version of it. Okay, so that was the biggest sports fan card. The next card was, oh, I'm tossing things. I had some fun, just really super simple cards. Now, I did mention that Mom, I had the, oh, here it is. Mom and I made some fun cards using card layouts on Sunday, and I love this layout here. And so I made these cards, and Mom made the bottom ones. And I was trying to come up with a third project tonight, and I fell on the same layout that Mom used, but I just love this tulip paper. It is so beautiful. Let me show you the paper. And then I picked out 3 different patterns to use for this card. And you'll be able to create this card at home with the paper share or with any designer paper that you have. So this is the new, let me see, I think it's called Flowering Fields. Let me take a quick look. Flowering Fields. Yeah, it's on page 15, and just check out these beautiful colors. There are so many colors in this designer paper. Poppy Parade, Petal Pink, Pumpkin Pie, Mango Melody, So Saffron, Rich Raspberry, Highland Heather, Granny Apple Green, Garden Green. I think there's some Evening Evergreen in here too. Like, it's so beautiful. So I don't have the bundle yet that goes with the tulips. I just have the designer paper, but it is so pretty. And I actually have some samples too. Let me grab them. It's been a busy week. I did a swap with some of my my extended team, the Impeccable Stampers. Did I show you both sides? I think I did. And so I have some beautiful swaps using the tulip paper. This one's from Betsy Kreider, making one inch little squares. I just love that. And then the new brass butterflies. This one is from Kim Kane, and she used that tulip paper as well with another stamp set in the mini catalog. And then this one is from Ramona Simpson, and she used that Flowering Fields designer paper and this new windmill die cut. Isn't that just gorgeous? This very much reminds me of the card that's on the cover of the mini catalog that also has that Flowering Fields designer paper in the background. Just so beautiful. And especially because I don't have this bundle yet, I was really excited to get Ramona's card. So, oh my goodness, thank you for those gorgeous cards. So the card I'm going to do is sort of duplicating that same layout that Mom was using. And oh my God, I hate to cover up this beautiful this side, but I really like this green for the card base. So I'm using a piece of thick Whisper White cardstock for the base. And then I'm going to add the 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then the designer paper piece is 2 inches by 2 inches, layered onto 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. Oh, that's not quite centered. Let's peel that up. I'll put all the measurements in the video description too for you. Okay, and then this little piece. Oops, out of this one. I feel like every single video we run out of adhesive. Oh, okay. Now I'm all sticky. So this is going to go on a 2 3/4 inches by 4 1/4, which is 1/8 of a sheet. And actually, I think I want that to go underneath. So let's put this on. Sorry, I've got the sniffles. Yeah, I like that. Okay, and then this is going to go on the card here. So really simple layout, really, again, just focusing on the beautiful designer paper. Now for this one, I don't have that tulip set, so I'm bringing in the Special Moments stamp set. This is one that is coming up in the Sale-a-Bration brochure. During Sale-a-Bration, which is January and February, January 4th, you'll be able to get a free gift for every $50 that you order or $100. So the Special Moments is a $100 level gift. That means that you need to order $100 to choose this for free. And that's because this is a double stamp set. So you've got 2 sheets in there, 21 different individual stamps. And it's a really versatile set that has a lot of things in here. Thinking of you, happy birthday, thank you, good luck, sympathy. I think there's so many awesome things in here. So I'm going to use a couple of them. Let's see here. I really like that thinking of you. And so I think I'm going to use thinking of you, and then, there it is. Just a card to say you're amazing, because I know some pretty amazing people that could use a card. Don't you? I'm going to make this year, 2022, the year that I just shower everybody with love and happy mail. And I hope that you'll join me. I know we did a 31 days in October of happy meal, but I don't want to say every day, but I'm definitely going to shoot for just sending more cards in general in 2022. I'm using Poppy Parade ink, which is the red that's in the designer paper, and we're going to go thinking of you down there. Oh, golly, I think I need to re-ink this. That is a really sad and pathetic thinking of you. It is not very well inked. So sometimes the sides of the ink pad stay inky. Let's practice that again. No, that is really, really light. Let's get some re-inker. Uh-oh, where is my Poppy Parade? Oh, it's on my desk. I think I needed to re-ink it last time we used it. And apparently I didn't re-ink enough. I usually kind of add some ink and then spread it around with the tip of the re-inker bottle. I try not to use too much because I don't want it to be too juicy. I'd rather refresh it more than have it be really, really inky. Okay, let's give that a try. I'm still practicing on the bad side, but I'm going to turn this over and do it on the good side. That looks a lot better. Okay, so we're going to turn this over. We're going to reposition. I'll just add a little more adhesive. Reposition that. And ink again. Perfect. Now we can add this to the front of our card. And for the inside, we're going to do just a card to say, you're amazing. So leave a comment and let me know who you would send this card to. Maybe a sister, a friend, a neighbor, someone who's been totally amazing, and you just want to make sure they know it. Little designer paper on the inside. Because I don't have the Tulip stamp set, I love that this is an easy way to bring in some extra color to the inside of my card without having to add a lot of stamps. So I just added the sentiments from the Special Moments stamp set, which again, you'll be able to get for free during Sale-a-Bration. All right, I really wished I had used some Stampin' Dimensionals. So let's just tear this apart one last time. Oh my goodness. You guys are so patient with me. No, Julie, stop tearing your card apart. But I think this needs a little dimension. So I'm going to add that square on with dimensionals. Everything else is going to have regular adhesive. Okay. Oh yeah. So beautiful. So you could do this with any designer paper. What is this? I have a whole lip here that needs just, let's bring in some liquid glue. Just add a thin line here. Ugh. That's what I hate about the liquid glue, is it gets so messy. Try to keep that adhesive to the edges of the designer paper so that it doesn't peel up. Okay, there's card number 3. Super simple. But again, like that's totally my style. I love letting the designer paper sing and do all the work. Now I know I said I was going to be quick tonight, but I do have another card. I loved this tulip paper, and so I kind of came up with another just really simple layout using the designer paper, and I've done this designer paper or this layout before. Here's another pattern from the tulip paper, and so this one is 2 inches by 4, and then we have 2 inches by 1.5, and I just thought it would be really pretty to do the designer paper and then add like a punch or like just a banner across. You know, I was also thinking about the Valentine theme over here, but I'm not really digging that. So let's just stick with the tulips because they're just so gorgeous. And there are a couple different purples in here. The light purple is Fresh Freesia, and then the darker purple is the Highland Heather, and the really deep one is Rich Razzleberry, or maybe even Blackberry Bliss. This one is the backside of a bigger tulip pattern, and I really just loved that evening evergreen kind of watercolor. So just sort of a strip of designer paper, and then we're going to add a sentiment across here. And I have some birthday cards that I need to make. There are some really great ones that like hang in there. That would be a really good one. I think I'm going to do happy birthday and just do like a strip of white and add that across there. Really simple. Let's see. I'm thinking the dark green, or what do you think? Highland Heather? Uh-oh, I was frozen. That's strange. I think I'm watching on my other phone. I don't think I froze up. Margaret, hopefully it was just on your end. Okay, so I'm trying to decide. Tell me what you think of Evening Evergreen or Highland Heather for the words. We're going to do happy birthday. And I have some little strips here. So I'm going to use the paper cutter and cut. All right, not frozen. That's good news. I'm going to go like 5/8 inch, I think, on... I think that's a good size. 5/8 inch, and I think this is probably like 3 inches. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. I see a couple people saying green. Elizabeth says Highland Heather. So far, green is winning. I'm torn because I usually go with the darker color when I when I'm stamping sentiments. But for this one, because Highland Heather is the card base, I'm really leaning that way. I'm just going to stamp. I'm using the Pick-a-Punch to create a decorative end to that cardstock. Okay, let's see. Highland Heather, green, 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 green. Okay, overwhelming. It seems overwhelming that you guys like the green. So let's use that one. Evening Evergreen. And I'm going to add this. Oh, that's so pretty. I love it. I love that so much. So I don't have the Tulip stamp set yet, but we just made 2 cards with this gorgeous Tulip paper. And you don't have to have all the new stamps, right? You can just get designer paper, let it be the star of the show, mix it with a good greeting set, and create beautiful things. There we go. Oh my gosh. I love it. Okay, which card do you like better? Do you prefer the purple or do you like the red and pink tulips? Both of these, like I said, use this Special Moments stamp set. So I'll have to do a little decorating on the inside and add some of that more designer paper and kind of do an inside sentiment. But I'm just gonna leave it right there for now. And let me do a quick review. So we made these 2 kind of simple cards with the Flowering Fields designer paper. And then we also played around with some other designer paper tonight. We used the Hey Sports Fan designer paper to make this masculine card, and the Symbols of Fortune designer paper to make this fun fold. And if you're just joining us, just check out the video description for all the measurements. I will include them for all these cards so you can make these cards at home, but all of them are using the designer paper that is available in my January through June 2022 mini catalog product share. So if you haven't already, be sure to sign up for this. tinyurl.com/Jan-Jun 2022 product share. I'll put the link in the video description for you. You have the option to add on the Happy and Heartfelt stamp set to get a celebration gift. You don't have to, but if you do, I'll pay the tax and shipping on that stamp set for you. Just one of my favorite new ones from the mini catalog, and a really nice greeting set to have to just mix and match to create some cards at home. So tonight really focused on designer paper and how you can use the designer paper as the focal point to make beautiful projects. Before you go, I do have some cards to share with you that were sent to me over the last week. You guys always bless me with your hand-stamped cards, and I wanted to be sure to share those. Now, some of these are extras from the Great Big Card Swap. If you haven't seen that video, I did that on Tuesday over on YouTube, and I shared 60 different cards with the winter theme. So the first 3 are from Kimberly Barbish, and she always blesses me with extra cards. Kimberly, thank you so much for sharing these. So this first one, check this out. It's a tunnel spinner card, and we've got stamps here from the paper pumpkin kit, Peaceful Christmas, and the designer paper is the Peaceful Place paper, which unfortunately has sold out already. Check out those die cut snowflakes layered in the middle. This is just such a fun card. Kimberly gave the measurements here, so I'm gonna just pause on that in case you want to take a screenshot to recreate this card. This is just so cool, Kimberly. Thank you so much for sending an extra for me. Kimberly made a couple other cards using that, well, this one uses that Peaceful Place designer paper. And like I said, this one is The paper is already sold out, but you can create a similar look here by embossing trees in silver and then doing some blending with the blending brushes to get the look of that beautiful sky. So just gorgeous. Here's one using more detailed die cuts, some retired designer paper, and then I love the embossing on vellum cardstock. It's such a beautiful look. Little designer paper on the inside. It doesn't take much to dress up the card. Kimberly, thank you for all these extra cards. I love them so much, and it makes me happy because usually for the Great Big Card Swap, I just want to keep all the cards. I want to keep them for myself and not send them. Oh my goodness, Pat Stewart. She sent a bunch of cards in for the Great Big Card Swap. I've got several put away for January, Pat, that you sent. And she also sent me this Christmas card with the corner flip card. And I'll try to remember to put a link in the video description to this card. It starts this and you cut like an L shape and then you flip it back. And so she included a gift card for me. Pat, oh my goodness. It is too much. Thank you so much for blessing me with your beautiful card and your gift. I'm so touched, and it just made my day so much. So thank you, Pat, for this awesome card. Love the little designer paper on the inside too to decorate it. It's just so awesome. Next card is a Christmas card from Mary McNeely, a demonstrator friend over in Taylorville. And she used the stitch triangle dies to create those trees. This is a retired stamp set. I don't think it's in the current catalog, but I just love it. You can create stitch trees like this with designer paper if the stamp set's not current, and make cards for yourself. And she's got a little picture of her family in there. I love that. Next card is from Valerie Halburian, and she used a retired wreath die cut, and I love the glitter bow on that. It's so fun to add a little texture with the embossing folder, and silver and blue for Christmas is just so classic and beautiful. Valerie, thank you so much for thinking of me and for sending this awesome card. This one is from Laura Weaver, and she created 3 cards and sent an extra for my mom and also one for my sister. Oh my gosh, it was so sweet of you, Laura. Thank you so much. I love this Jolly St. Nick and the classic red and green with the red polka dot ribbon, and this amazing textured folder with the basket weave. And then we've got these cute little presents inside. Thank you so much for thinking of us this Christmas and for sending a little cheer. The last card I have to share with you today is from my team member, Fred Bristol, who created this card as a thank you card for a gift that I sent him for his amazing achievement. He got one of our annual awards this year for the Jubilant Stamper. So congratulations again, Fred, and thank you so much for this beautiful card. This is the corner bouquet stamp that was part of the Sale-a-Bration offering last year, or what? Let's see, it was, yes, last January and February. Now we've got Sale-a-Bration twice a year, so I always have to think about it. This stamp set is no longer available, but it's just a reminder that Sale-a-Bration always comes with exclusive gifts that are only available during the promotion period. So if you have your order waiting and ready to go, ordering for the mini catalog and Sale-a-Bration start on January 4th, which is Monday, I think, or is it Tuesday? I've kind of lost track. The first is on Saturday, and then second, third, it's on Tuesday, January 4th. So make out your wish list, be ready to go. And if you want to try a little bit of everything, make sure you sign up for that product share at tinyurl/Jan-Jun 2022 product share. Thank you guys so much for watching tonight. I hope you enjoyed the projects that I shared and that you'll give them a try at home. I will see you next time, this coming Sunday, for Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie. And then we're going to have a brand new year for even more sharing. Thank you again. Have a good night and happy